Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's that time for the daily news. So we have weekend feud contest information here. It's 11/21, a revolutionary feud. I think it says a 6-star bronze poster of surprise weekend superstar is the top loot, or the loot top milestone prize. I think based on the lineup, with it being Seth here, and it revolutionary feud, I'm gonna assume the weekend is like visionaries, or Vision Seth. Could also be anyone else from the Vision, I suppose, too, potentially, but I'll go with Seth. Anyway, point structure: 1.5 million from tours, 250,000 in the tour extra. Blitz 150,000, stamp cards 10, web step up 10, web claim 10, backstage pass claim 10. The scoring looks very they took a 0 out of it, so I'm assuming they're going to change the scoring total, probably based on this, to a lower score, or a completely different structure on scoring, I think. Also, this loot top milestone prize leads me to that as well, plus a few other things. I think we can assume the weekend feud contest scoring will be completely different than it has in the past. Um, and yeah, so Scott and I will do our best job on Friday, but it may not be possible to give you the normal breakdown because I don't think this is going to be a normal event in the sense of how it used to be. It looks like it's changing. How for sure, we don't know for sure, other than 1v1 we know. And also take this with a grain of salt. I haven't seen it finalized, but basically the way I had it explained very clearly, what it's looking like it's going to be is that there's a 3 times bonus in play. Let's see if it'll show here in the right here. Win with a superstar for the first time in the brawl times 3. Basically, what was explained is that 6-star gold, this will be approximately a 40% increased war score over what it was before, and then against a 5-star silver, it would be about a 3% less of a score against a silver. So it looks like the higher up you go, the better this scales. So I would expect, like, maybe, and this is now is the speculation part, like a silver is maybe like 30% increase, bronze like 20, 5-star gold like 10, sort of thing, right? We don't know for sure what those are going to be. But overall, it sounds like their intention is to make the scoring more friendly, not less friendly. Now, how that works out in practice, we'll have to see. And if that's the final thing, we'll also have to see. So take all that with a grain of salt. But it looks or sounds like currently, when you factor everything in, there's going to be a little bit easier to gain the same amount of war score. All right. So Feud CSS, your weekend superstar, Seth freaking Rollins, that's Showboat, any CM Punk, then this month's Dom, Drew McIntyre, the Chosen One, that's the Showboat, and Roman Reigns, OTC. So pretty rare Feud CSS, to be honest. Feud Boost, we know about that. We don't need to cover that. Tour CSS, Seth freaking Rollins, that's Showboat. Bronson Reed, massive. Braun Breaker, break everyone. More stuff regarding the Vision related here. So again, I think it's one of those 3 names, Seth, Bronson, or Braun. Drew McIntyre, the Chosen One. CM Punk, voice of the voiceless. CM Punk, best in the world. Raw Showboat, Raw Striker, Raw Powerhouse. Michelle McCool, Hall of Fame. And then the prize wall highlights: shards for Axe, Stephanie Vicaire, Uncle Howdy, Acro Punk, OTC, Showboat, Drew McIntyre, Ray Phoenix, John Cena, special edition, Showboat, Io Sky, Genius of the Sky, Jacqueline, Miss Jackie, Nikki Cross, Abby the Witch, Gunther, King General, that's Showboat, Showboat, Triple H, Rex Regum, Vader, Showboat, Kofi Kingston, New Day's World, that's the Trickster, the new one, Seth freaking Rollins, that's the Showboat, Jay Uso Yeet, that's Striker Jay, Coco Beware, that's Powerhouse, Xavier Woods, that's the new Acrobat, LA Knight, yeah, that's Showboat, Devon Dudley, Get the Tables, that's Acrobat, Naomi, Return of the Glow, Striker, Braun Strowman, Monster Bomb, Powerhouse, Cody Rhodes, The Story Continues, Powerhouse. skill plates that are going to be on there. Rainbow Explosion, that's the X break rainbow. Time to get radical, that's black move, activated black move, get 50% gem damage, and total silence, that's the anniversary silence, make silence gems, make 8, multiply gems of strength 8. Loot coin, a revolutionary feud loot coin, straps, weekend superstar affiliation, or ultimate strap, and then random affiliation, and then some resources. The other thing too is usually there's a lot more, like there's bonus points in Blitz, in where you have to get Blitz tickets to do more Blitz, and I don't see any of that here. So either maybe it's not fully fleshed out, or that's just all completely related to the fact that this is gonna be a different style event format, which we'll have to wait to see till tomorrow, I suppose. So yeah, that's kind of your weekend details so far. Yeah, a lot to be determined. I've from stuff I've been hearing, there's a lot of changes coming this weekend for Feud. I mean, besides the 1v1, but also scoring, and then also potentially the contest milestones. And then we're also looking at a bunch of other changes in the game coming soon as well. So expect to hear when those are confirmed as solid, what those are specifically. Now, as far as the rest of the daily news, it's the last day of the Tekken event. There's nothing new today. It's just what's left is finishing up Showdown, doing your faction stuff, right? The faction Titan takeover points for that. And then just loot pulls, right? So that's all that's left. Keep in mind your faction rank in the loot one will net you some of the other, not the loot prize wall, but the other prize wall currency. So factor that into your calculations of if you need to purchase extra, or if you can get to a milestone or an item free with that milestone that you couldn't otherwise, or that reward rather. So keep that in mind. So yeah, last 24 hours, it's mostly just Showdown. Clean up all your tours if you haven't for that, but nothing new with Tekken. Tekken was a mix of good, bad, and a little bit of ugly, I think, overall. I'll do a separate video talking about what I liked about the event, what I didn't like, and what I would change in the future to make it a better event. Because I think that's worth its own video and will take some time to go over. Other than that, before tomorrow at noon, make sure you have all the normal and hard modes done, because that's where all of your faction points are for the weekly faction event. And then your Champs Tour expires over the weekend, so no rush there if you have that stuff. But otherwise, your Hell Mode stuff you can pick up anytime because they don't expire, so no big deal there. There's really no expiring tours besides the Tekken stuff, so make sure and get that done. And then, over the weekend, you got your victory tours and all that. And keep working your Showdown right up until the end. I think I'm just going to miss the 7,000 mark because we got, how much time left in this? 4 more hours, so I will get 1 more energy. 3 energy is good for about 600 points on the free-to-play. So potentially 6,700. So I'm going to miss the big one here, it looks like, by probably 1 or 2 energy, so miss 180,000 points there. Otherwise, almost made it, so pretty happy on the free-to-play. Mherex cleared it, no problem. Speed tour today, who hits hardest? Women, so just use your hardest hitting lady and go for that. Shop, like you can see, this was 10 props yesterday, big fan of those. I have Kane now in the free-to-play, so just working on the last few in here. But get your stuff from the Stippy shop. And then as far as Titan Takeover, it's Trickster today, so I think that means we're using Strikers, yeah? Yeah, so Striker Day. Cena on 4 does not blow up the board. So you can do some trickeration with leaving traps and things like that to break by somebody else. But make sure you're checking your shop daily. These 2 rows are hype offers. Free to play is definitely going to snag the Julius one for when I get him. And whoops, we will grab the Roger Rabbit here as well. And it still leaves me 136,000. I would grab Howdy, but I don't think there's any chance I'll get him anytime soon, so we'll just let that go for now. And continue to accumulate that. So that's Titan Takeover. And I think that's it with that kind of stuff. Let's check the store. There are some new offers today and a new loot. It's a couple more dual offers with the faction spend event, not the solo, but with the faction, 4 of the elite and 10 of the faction, or 24 and 55. So like if your faction is closing in on milestones, like you can see, this ours is one more away from this one. Then maybe that's the route you want to go. But the triple loot is still there. That's obviously the best value. And then there's these, but these are the only new ones right here. Otherwise, I don't think there's any other new offers. I was expecting some more finale offers, to be honest, more prize wall stuff and things like that. I don't see them anywhere. Portal doesn't look to have anything special today that wasn't there other days. So yeah, I think that's it. Free appreciation claim today is a strap. It's a random 100 to 150 gem strap with a random class and era assigned to it. Let's go ahead and hit this and we can see what we get. It looks like a Attitude Era powerhouse. Probably one of my least exciting appreciation claims for me today. I've liked most of them. That one I'm not really fussed about one way or the other. But most of them have been very welcome and very helpful on the free-to-play. 20 race shards on the bag. We'll take that. Yeah, I think that's it. So then it's just the elite loot today to go over. Just update on my prize wells if you want to see. With where I'm going to finish in Showdown, I should get some more of the solo ones here. If the faction hits one more, I could potentially get a juicy amount for this wall. We'll see what happens, but that's pretty good. And then if this froze up, so we won't cover anything else with that. And the elite loot is the same as always, except they rotate the couple of the top superstars. This one has Haku with gear in the featured, Kamala, and then you got the two MLC guys, right? As well as then shards for Haku and Kamala. So same as always. I do like that it's a dual loot. Obviously, the 2-for-1, and it helps the faction event and feeds that and gets you the pulls. This is better value than the elite loot usually is. But you know, you're really mainly gunning for, I mean, Dom and Ray, if you're dropping $100, you're probably going to recruit both of them normally, right? I'm just assuming you're spending, if you're a $100 spender, right? So, but if you just want to gamble for like a $20 double pull, whatever, it is what it is. I do think the value's better than normal, but right, like this weekend one does feed the faction event, but know that you only get 400 per pull in the faction event. So 10 pulls is 4,000 points for your faction. So just be cognizant of how much you actually have to hit another milestone in the faction stuff, and don't feel pressured because it's a faction event. That's the downside when people feel pressured to that. But the loot is fine. 2 good superstars. The fact that you can also hit Haku with the gear if you hit him is cool, but I mean, like, it's not a great chance. 24 pulls. I mean, featured is high, but it's not at 16%. You're going to hit some featured, besides the guaranteed most likely odds wise, but it's most likely shards, right? Typically the elite loots are typically shards, not always, but that's the norm. So expect to go into it getting shards, and if you get anything else, it's a bonus. Just be fine with it getting shards. So that's, I think, it for that. I'm really interested about the 1v1 feud this weekend, how the scoring's going to break down, the event in general, not just 1v1 feud, but the event, because it sounds like they're restructuring the feud events. But we don't have any final information on that. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting weekend. Hopefully it's not stressful. Hopefully scoring works out decently. Yeah, I'm at a spot where it's wait and see what's going to happen mostly, right? So I don't really have anything further to comment that way until we see, and I will do a video with just my thoughts on the Tekken event separate from this, because I do think there was some really good stuff, some okay stuff and then some really not good stuff too. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and good luck getting ready for Feud. At least we have some info for it now. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. And that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious about the weekend. Let's see how it works out. Usually not. This one I am for some reason. Maybe that's a good sign.